Now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Ken, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone. And it is a stunning Tuesday night here in the Ireland Contracting Sports Call Studios. Bordas and Bordas Hotline. Call us at 412-575-2600. The Penguins season is over. The Tampa Bay season is over. If you had gone to Rivers Casino and put $100 on the possibility of a sweep by Columbus and by the New York Islanders, I bet you would have made a lot of money. But that's sports, and that's what happened. Tonight, once again, same script. The Penguins scored, couldn't hold a lead, made mistakes. Islanders took advantage, and then they clamped down. And there's nothing much you can do. Their effort was terrific. Their game plan was solid. Structure and foundation beat talent, which was undisciplined at times. And the Penguins, the other thing that really bothered me about this series, because even though they do that 5-on-5, the Penguins had, I think, 12 power plays, and they went 1 for 12 in the series. This is a team that's their calling card. If they don't score there, they're going to be in trouble. We're here to talk about that. One other note before I get to Paul Zeiss, and that would be the Pirates. They won tonight again, and I don't know how many quality starts we've seen, all but maybe 1, 2, and those were because of unearned runs. Joe Musgrove was outstanding, but again, the bullpen collapsed in the end. Keona Kela blew a save. However, Starling Marte got a 2-run home run top of the 10th. Pirates beat Detroit 5-3. They're 9-6. So let's welcome in Paul Zeiss, outstanding writer with the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette and talk show host on 93.7 The Fan. So, were you tempted to put $100 on a sweep either way? I mean, I can't believe anyone would have done that because it would have been a stupid bet.
As I was saying, I was tempted on going over there like, there's no way the Penguins, and they're not going to go out in 4, and neither is Tampa. They're both too good at teams to get swept. I was like, well, I'll go over there and put a little parlay on the Penguins and Tampa. And then I said, no, I'm not doing that because the way that these two series have gone, I mean, it's hard to make the case that over the course of the entire season that Tampa wasn't the best team. But by about 2 games into this series, it was pretty clear that Columbus was better, or at least they were playing better because they really were just taking it to Tampa. The Penguins, look, they ran into a team that was disciplined, like you said, and play their system well. And you know what? The other part of it is the Penguins are no longer that team that is, capable of being faster than everybody else.
No.
And that's a problem.
And they never adjusted to that. They still think they are, which led to many of the mistakes we saw. You can't do what Letang did tonight. He pinched in. He's done it a lot in this series. He got caught again, and it comes a minute 34 after the Penguins scored. They held the lead, Paul, in the series for just 4 minutes and 40 seconds. That was it, the entire 4 games. Letang chips. He gets caught, 2-on-1. Eberle scores.
It's just not. It's to me, they really never were able to get momentum in this series. No. I mean, I just heard Jay Caulfield was saying they led for 4 minutes and 51 seconds in 4 games.
That's it. That's all.
That's incredible if you think about it.
But it's also, a lot of people.
And they scored what, 5 goals or something?
6. 3-1-1-1.
Oh, that's right. It's 4-3 the first game, so 6.
Right. Really, the first game was a winnable game, I thought. After that, they clamped down and played the way they are. Barry Trotz, give him credit. He's an outstanding coach. He outcoached Mike Sullivan. There were too many crazy line changes, I thought, just because it didn't have to happen. I didn't understand Jack Johnson being scratched in Game 1 after playing 0-82. There were a lot of that going on. You wondered what they were thinking. But by and large, the Penguins continued to play the kind of hockey they played all season, which was inconsistent and erratic. How many odd man breaks did they give up in this series? That was something I thought would be changed in the postseason. They would realize it's time not to do it. Instead, it got worse. And the Islanders took full advantage of that. They played their style, which it shouldn't be a surprise either, Paul. If you watch them, they led the league in fewest goals. They played a lot of one-goal games. They know how to win those games.
Right. And they were comfortable playing their style, and they were comfortable being patient and letting the Penguins make the mistakes.
Yep. Well, we'll talk about it with you. I'm sure you have a lot of opinions out there. This is your place to air them. 412-575-2600. As I said, the Pirates won again. Jung Ho Kang hit a home run. That was good because he had really been mired in somewhat of a slump, and Starling Marte bailed everyone out, specifically Keona Kela. and I may not like this rule. I never did like this rule. Musgrove goes 7, was outstanding, gets a no decision. Caleb does not do the job. He gives up a run, and yet he gets the win in this game because the Pirates got 2 1/10. I hate that rule. I'll get Paul's thoughts on that. We'll talk about the Penguins, what you saw and what you maybe need to see moving forward, although there's a lot of time for that. The Penguins are done in 4 straight games, so is Tampa Bay, even more stunningly. All your calls are coming up. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Pittsburgh CW back in a flash. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.